Collective, you are someone who used to be afraid of the dark, but now it has become your palace. It has become your kingdom. It has become your world of worlds. It's become your paradise here. You are somebody who is probably an old soul collective because, um, you've dealt with a lot of very heavy life situations early on in life. I'm talking like childhood. From a very young age, you have been experiencing a lot of traumatic experiences over and over, right? And you are somebody who, even in your young childhood, you were somebody who was probably afraid of the dark, right? Because of the trauma has a funny way of doing things, especially when you're a child and you go through that. It does something to your mind, and it's like your imagination, it runs wild, collective. Like, you're probably somebody who was so afraid of the dark that, like, if you woke up in the middle of the night or something, you would see a lot of dark figures and dark shadows, and that would creep you out. You might have even been somebody who you loved scary movies as a kid, but at the same time, they scared you as well, because it was something about those movies that it was the darkness within that you could relate to, because you had that darkness because of the trauma that you've already experienced. It put a lot of dark shadows onto you, right? And so you lived in a very dark place for a very, very long time. And all the darkness just compounded and compounded into your life. The trauma just continued to compound throughout your life. And even into your like adult life, maybe you were still somebody who was afraid of the dark because you still had a lot of fears in your mind. You still had a lot of healing to do, collective. You still had a lot of wounds, emotional wounds, trauma wounds, and things that you had to clear up out of your spirit. Your spirit was still very dark. You were still very angry. You were still very sad. You were still very depressed. You were still operating out of these low vibrational emotions because you were dealing with so much heaviness, right? And so, although you could relate to the darkness, you still had so much pain and trauma within you that it created so much fear in you lived with this fear-based mentality, and you were in survival mode for so long that it caused you to be afraid of the dark. But now you're the type of person, because you decided to take a step forward and be proactive with healing, right? Now you took an active step to say, hey, I don't have to sit with this darkness. I can actually shed light on it and get rid of it and transmute all of that, right? So you started to work on yourself and heal those inner wounds and heal those emotional wounds, right? And so now you've made love with your darkness, right? You've embraced your darkness so much so, and you've gone into such self-reflected mode that your darkness now is literally your home. You've sat in darkness and lived in darkness for so long, waiting, hoping and crying, begging and pleading for someone to just bring you a light to get you to where you were going, that you ended up becoming your own light. You ended up just breaking out and becoming the light that you needed to be, right? And now you navigate through darkness like the back of your hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're probably somebody who actually enjoys dark rooms. Maybe you have those blackout curtains. Maybe you don't like a lot of lights on in your home. Like, let's say you get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom or like grab a snack. You're the type of person, you don't turn on no lights. You already know where you're going, so you just keep it moving. You're the type of person now where darkness is actually comfortable, and you love sitting in silence and sitting in darkness and solitude. That is your peace. So I don't know who this is, but that's just like a powerful transformation, because in your earlier days, in the earlier years, you were someone who was so afraid of the dark. But now you've become so empowered and so assured of yourself and so wholesome because you decided to face your fears. Now the darkness works for you. Now you enjoy the darkness. Now you embrace it and love it, and you don't have like, it's almost like, you're thankful that you actually endured the darkness, because now you understand darkness and you can integrate that into you and into your life and make it a part of you. And that's powerful, 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 because you are a true alchemist. You are a true magician of life. You've taken life's lemons and you turned that bitch into the best drink ever. Okay? Who am I talking to, collective? I know I'm talking to somebody out there. And if this is you, if you can relate, drop it down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Listen, if this is your first time here on my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? We're on the road to 1K. I would love, love, love to have you a part of my tribe. Thank you guys so much. If you are returning, love y'all so much for y'all continued support. I appreciate you guys so much. It's Kar. I love y'all. I'm signing out. Talk to y'all later. Bye.